welcome you all to our dinner this evening. My name is Chuck Prentice. I'm president of Hawaii's 1,000 Friends. And I want to welcome you to what I think is pretty close to our 30th year of doing this. We've been busy protecting our land use and our environment in Hawaii for that period of time. And we want to thank you all for coming and supporting us in doing that. I want to introduce our board of directors of Hawaii's 1,000 Friends. And we have with us this evening the entire board. In addition to myself, we have Tom Kaufman. Tom, standing right here. And also we have Lila Bird. Lila Bird. There she is. Thank you, Lila. And Bob Crone over here. And we also have Lou Erdeshek of the Waikiki Neighborhood Board fame. And Mr. Carl Christensen. Carl. And last but not least, our Vice President, Ursula Rutherford. Way in the back there. We want to thank Ursula for her annual, very difficult project of creating all of the flowered centerpieces for us. Should probably thank her husband for carrying them all, too. Okay, thank you. As a retired lieutenant colonel, I have the envious duty of explaining to you the new military parking procedures. Okay. So you all have a validated parking ticket if you have a car that you got validated at the entrance table. And what you have to do is when you leave, and not before, you have to find one of the machines. There's supposed to be two of them on this floor as you leave through the main lobby. Well, I noticed there's also two at the entrance to the parking garage. So that's when you have to pay the validation. So don't do it before, because it's only good for, once you pay, it's only good for 30 minutes. So then you have to pay again. So I was going to plan ahead and go pay it, and I'm glad I didn't when I read the instructions. So I had to pay it again. So if you have any questions, see me or Lee over here at this table, my wife Lee, and we'll explain that again. Let me now turn things over to very busy, our erstwhile very hard-working executive director, Donna Wong. Donna?
I mean, this is a wonderful predicament to be in. Extremely frustrating, but wonderful that so many people have come out to honor our honorees and to hear our keynote speaker. We are absolutely thrilled, and thank you all for coming. Getting down to some business of the things that Hawaii's 1,000 Friends do. Of course, there's our federal rail lawsuit, and so I would like to acknowledge our co-plaintiffs. HonoluluTraffic.com, which is Cliff and Bobbie Slater, of course. Randy Roth. Walter Heen. Dr. Michael Uechi. And of course, Sam Sloan with his name of his organization that's too long for me to remember. So Senator Sam Sloan. Ben Cayetano and the Outdoor Circle. On November 11th, Judge Tashima ruled in our favor on 3 counts. that the city failed to complete a proper study of above-ground resources, i.e. traditional cultural properties, TCPs. And the city erred in claiming that rail would not make a constructive use of Mother Waldron Park and Kaka'ako, so the city must reconsider their determination that the project will not use the park. Coincidentally, this Governor Neil Abercrombie's 690 Pohokaina is right adjacent to the same park. So that should be interesting. And the city failed to justify the rejection of the proposed construction of a tunnel under Baratania Street as an alternative to the proposed rail route. On December 12th, Judge Tashima will hold a hearing on whether or not he should issue an injunction barring defendants from proceeding with construction. So let's hope. Another issue that we've been really involved in, has taken a year, is our Kioya. That in 2010, David Tenoy, the Director of Department of Planning and Permitting, granted a variance for Kioya to demolish the existing 8-story Diamond Head Hotel and construct a 26-story hotel that encroaches 60 feet into the shoreline setback. So, HTF, Kahea, Surfrider Foundation, Kaibi Coalition, and Michelle Matson appealed the planning director's decision. And after a year-long battle before the Zoning Board of Appeals, shock, they ruled against us. So we are on to court. So you may be getting a letter of appeal as we take that issue through the court. And what is issue is the very foundation of the Waikiki Special Design District laws and rules, whether they really have any meaning or not. So that's what we're fighting for. Particularly exciting for me is that the Army Corps is developing or creating 11 ponds, the Waterbird Ponds and Kawainui Marsh. And oh, surprise, they discovered 3 ancient walls. We've known there were walls under all that dirt for years. And they went ahead and they dug them up and dug around them. So now the next big discussion is going to be whether they keep them so that the public can see them and we can understand what preceded us, or if they just cover them back up. So now we will go to my favorite part of our annual dinners. I love seeing all of you, but this gives Hawaii's 1,000 Friends the opportunity to recognize people who are working hard to make Hawaii a better place. It's our unsung heroes for 2012. First unsung hero I'd like to call up is John Pritchett. Okay. In recognition of your great talent in capturing the truth in cartoons that make us laugh, cry, and call friends, family, and colleagues exclaiming, "Did you see Pritchett today?" For freely sharing your nationally and internationally recognized talent as a cartoonist with Hawaii name. For your daring spirit's ability to poke fun and knock the mighty and the insincere off their pedestals and bear the truth with a few strokes of your magic pen. For your irreverence for bad ideas and errant politicians expressed in images. You don't relate, yeah? That illuminate the truth better than 1,000 words. For your genius in conveying messages through cartoons that bring not only comic relief in stressful times, but also educate and entertain. For our weekly anticipation and suspense as we look forward to what or who will be the next subject of the biting humor of Pritchett's pen. Right. The Board of Directors of Hawaii's 1,000 Friends thanks you for your thought-provoking cartoons and contribution of your talent to the never-ending struggle against environmentally and culturally destructive development. You are a hero who makes a positive difference in a unique way. proving that there are many different avenues to affect change. John Pritchett.
And we have quite a few errant politicians. So there's no limit there. Thank you very much. And thank you for all your great work. Thank you.
Also, John has offered his cartoons for our silent auction, so if you are interested in purchasing one with John's signature, we have paper in the back that correspond with the number that's on each easel, so please bid for one of his cartoons. Here's a great opportunity. Okay, next I'd like to call up Cliff and Bobbie.
Oh, Bob. Thank you.
Yeah. My daughter.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. In recognition of this dynamic duo's dedication to helping ensure that Honolulu gets a transportation system that truly reduces traffic congestion, how about that, is affordable and environmentally and culturally sensitive, for being the most consistent factor for decades against ill-conceived rail plans, for devoting years of your lives and personal financial resources in the quest for a transportation alternative that best serves Oahu's residents, for years of meticulous research revealing the fallacies and misrepresentations by the city government of the proposed rail systems, and the never-ending struggle to be heard and to inform decision makers about better transportation alternatives, for your tenacity and perseverance in spreading your message at times when there was little support and you were facing powerful interests, for leading the charge and winning against Mayor Frank Fosse's ill-conceived pay-to-play rail system in the 1980s, for calling out the steel-on-steel elevator rail project for what it is, an omen of economic disaster, a wrecker of the environment, a blight on our city, a desecration of Iwi Kupuna, and a destroyer of cultural and historical sites without providing the needed traffic relief. For your lawsuit, HonoluluTraffic.com versus HART, FTA, Atoll, and the attendant legal battles to come. The Board of Directors of Hawaii's Thousand Friends thanks you for your many years of tireless efforts against daunting forces in the epic battle to educate Oahu residents about the true facts of rail, and for your advocacy for a mass transit system that makes the most sense for our people and our island. You are great heroes, and history will judge you well.
Thank you all very much. Very, very kind of you. I have a little couple prepared words. I wanted everyone to know that it has been a most interesting 26 or 27 years. Believe it or not, Donna and I are the same age, and we've been doing this for 26 years. Why she didn't age, I don't know. But Bob Crone and I had dark hair many years ago when he built a model of one of the stations on our pool table out of a foam core 25 years ago. Been a long time. Our son, Cole, who's here tonight, who's 37, was 10 years old when he was first making signs for the protests. And he's single. There are many people here that we've met during this whole thing that will be our friends forever, and I'm very proud to call them our friends. They're people that took their vacation to wave signs and have people sign petitions, and we've met some very wonderful people that's made everything worthwhile. I believe, Donna, that Hawaii's 1,000 Friends should be very proud tonight because you have been steadfast in your mission for 25 years, and you have not wavered. And you've been steady in land use when I'm afraid I don't believe that's true of all environmental organizations. So Hawaii's 1,000 Friends, would you please pat each other on the back? There are other critical battles to be fought, as John so perfectly did up here. Chief among them, I think, is the newly created Public Land Development Corporation, which would allow developers to do whatever, and environmental laws be damned. Really? We don't need those environmental laws? If those laws and regulations aren't important, then maybe we should eliminate them completely. Why not? We all know now from this past election that the entire political establishment, unfortunately, is lockstep. And they will destroy this place. They'll continue to not allow an honest discussion about transportation or development or education. They will not allow an honest discussion. I'm afraid that we can no longer hope to change these things through the political process. And I believe that the courts are our last resort, as Pauline so greatly did with her lawsuit. And taxes will continue to rise until our youngest, will have to move someplace else to raise their families. So we need to start a discussion about how we're going to do this, hopefully through the courts. Thank you all very, very much. And thank you very much.
I just took over the wire. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's that microphone. Yeah, okay. Go around to something. Yeah. Okay, I got one more. Okay. Thought that was the end. No, it's not. Okay. Paulette.
The toast to Bobbie and Pritchett.
Yes. Okay, our next unsung hero is Paulette Kaleikini.
Ahevei no ia no kapai aloha he aloha no kalei kau I kau mauma I maua I ka ike hana no e au lauele ka mana o I ka eke o na pua no luna mai kalama velo I ka lani nani lua o leho Kau I ku'upoli, o ku'upoli ho'i ke aloha. He aloha no ka ho'oilina o na iwi ho'i, o na iwi ho'i o na kupunae. He aloha no ku'uleie, he aloha no ka me'e o ka lana kilae. He aloha no
Mahalo.
Oh, yeah.
Mahalo.
Yeah.
Okay, to Paulette. In recognition of your leadership as a native Hawaiian cultural descendant in advocating for the protection of and the respect for your culture and iwi kupuna, for having the conviction to stand firm against powerful forces to prevent the desecration of iwi kupuna, for setting an example for younger generations that they may understand the importance and strength of their culture and the need to ensure that sacred places and ancestral remains are protected and treated with reverence, for showing all of us the importance of discovery and protecting the iwi of those who came before us and who rest beneath our feet, for your courage to stand up for what you know is right and hold our government accountable to its own laws pertaining to the Honolulu Mass Transit Rail Project, for being pono in your position that the rail project cannot continue until all iwi kupuna in the entire route are discovered and properly treated, as confirmed by the unanimous decision of the Hawaii Supreme Court in their August 24th, 1220 decision. You took on the establishment and you won. We all won. The Board of Directors of Hawaii's Thousand Friends thanks you for your leadership and determination to protect your culture and iwi kupuna by ensuring that the law must prevail. You won a victory for the people. Your courage, dignity, and perseverance are an inspiration to us all. You are truly one of Hawaii's heroes. Paulette.
Mahalo kako. I'd like to thank the committee who's responsible for nominating me to receive this award. And I would like to say that the real heroes are my ancestors, for whom I speak because they have no voice. And my hero is David Kimofranco, who is my voice in the legal venue. And to all my ohana here who support me in my endeavors. And mahalo again to Hawaii Thousand Friends. Aloha.
Dinner is served. Okay, thank you. Enjoy dinner.